All right, and we back with another episode of Deez Sports Nuts.
You dig?
I'm one of your hosts said. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yo, this is your boy, Miami.
I'm Orlando.
All right, and there you have it. All right, so we're just gonna jump right in, man. Hall of Fame inductees is Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, and of course, your boy, Mr. Fundamental, Tim Duncan.
Oh, that's what you're doing, huh?
You know what I'm saying? You got to represent, man. So I think that's cool because to me, like Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, like they two pretty much 1 and 2 when it comes to like best power forwards of all time. That conversation or argument always happen. Like a lot of people pick Garnett, a lot of people pick Duncan. Of course, I'm gonna pick Duncan, but if Garnett would have had the same amount of championships that Tim Duncan had, would that argument be different? What you think?
Well, first I want to say congratulations to all three of them. I think they all made their mark in the league and did everything. However, when it comes to Kevin Garnett, and I was a big fan, he's from Chicago, did well in the league, established himself pretty early in Minnesota. No arguing on that. But do you think if he never went to Boston and won that one championship, would he be Hall of Fame material? And my answer would be no. I think he was still a great player and he did well, but his numbers just doesn't jump out to me. His achievement doesn't jump out to me. He was the big ticket, but remember, he came to a Minnesota team who was just fresh off of becoming, an expansion team. And obviously, they needed fans to come in. That's why they called him the big ticket. He came to Minnesota. They brought in fans, and they loved the way he played. And then they did build a nice team around him, made the playoffs. I remember, I think it was 2004, maybe 2003. They played the Lakers in the playoffs. And it was a tough series, very tough. Yeah. And Minnesota actually was right there with them. So that was the best of Garnett that I saw. Even counting him being in Boston, I think that Minnesota team was great. And I think they had lost what was the kid name? The point guard he had, Braid Huddy. They called him Huddy. I can't remember his real name. Yeah, with Minnesota. Oh man, what was his name? I can't remember his name, but I know it's gonna come back to me. But anyway, he got hurt in that last game, Game 6. He was out. He didn't play, and
let me look that up.
The Lakers won. And I remember Garnett just kept saying at the end of the game, "Man, I wish we'd had him. Wish we'd had him, man. We did something different." So, yeah, good career by Garnett, but I think he barely made it to the Hall of Fame, and I think it's only because he won a championship in Boston.
So you don't think
take anything from him, though?
So you don't think without his ring, he would make the Hall of Fame? So if he didn't have that ring, he wouldn't make the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so. I look at him, his achievements, the same, maybe a little bit higher than Kevin Love. Kevin Love, if he would not have won that championship with Cleveland, I don't think he would have a chance to make it into the Hall of Fame. Now he has a chance. Now, will he make it there remains to be seen. But Kevin Love had a great career. Obviously, he's on the down end of his career. But he's had a great career.
Hudson? Was it Troy Hudson?
Troy Hudson, yep. And they called him Huddy.
Yeah.
Huddy, yep, Troy Hudson. And yeah, Garnett needed that kid in that Game 6, and he was out and hurt, and they couldn't. Lakers was able to overcome them, but it was a great series, one of the best series I followed. So, but yeah, I just Garnett, great guy, great player. I just personally don't feel like he would have made it to the Hall of Fame if not for that championship.
Yeah, said to answer your question about the comparison between Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan, would it be closer if KG had more rings? I think so because I just think KG got more of the style of play for like how the NBA is evolving right now, like the power forward that can step out, shoot a 15-footer and all that. I mean, he's not like the power forward that are in the 2020, but he was pretty close to it for coming from the past. So I think it would have been closer. I think Tim just was so clutch and just
Yeah.
when it really came down to it, he got the bucket and there was nothing you can do about it. So I still do think Timmy better. But I like the way KG play more. But fundamentally, Tim Duncan got it.
Yeah, and with that comparison with Tim Duncan and KG, I think that comparison was there just because they both was in their prime at the same time. So that's why, and they were probably the best two big men in the league at that time. But if you really look at comparing power forwards, Duncan is up there, with the other people who I would compare with as far as winning and numbers and stuff would be something like a Karl Malone and those type of guys. But Tim Duncan, probably the best power forward ever to play the game. He was just big fundamentals, just like his nickname say. And not only he did it number wise in every game, he won the championships too. So I just think the comparison with KG is only because they was in the league at the same time and they were in their prime at the same time and the best two big men in the league. And that's why KG is right there with him. But other than that, it's a landslide between the two.
I agree, man. Yeah. Plus, San Antonio just had squad, man. Like they literally won the ring like every other year. It was either them or the Lakers. And you right, when he went to Boston, that was Paul Pierce's team. So he wasn't quote unquote the man in Boston. He was a great piece, but he wasn't like the man. When the game was on the line, it was like, all right, give Paul Pierce the ball and get out the way. So yeah, that's a good point. I say he would, even if he didn't win that ring, I would still pull him in the Hall of Fame just because he was productive like his entire career. You know what I mean? Like he was considered one of the best while he was playing. But yeah, he doesn't have the accolades. Like he doesn't have any MVPs or final MVPs, defensive player of the year, nothing like that. But he put up solid numbers, and like his style of play, his intensity was good for all the teams he played for. So I definitely think he deserved to go into the Hall of Fame, and I think it's cool that he get to go in with Timmy. But
Hey, I got a question for y'all.
That's a no-brainer. What'd you say?
I said I got a question for y'all talking about, Tim Duncan and KG. I like how different they play because one plays super old school. KG he was more towards like the newer school play. What generation do y'all think has more skill set, the old school or the new school?
Oh, definitely the new school because it's because the game has evolved. The game has changed. So if you look at the guys like what Ray Allen was when he first came in the league, that's what these guys can do now. And it's more of them doing it. Ray Allen, he was a red gem. You had guys when Ray Allen came in the league and was able to get to the bucket on anybody, dunk the ball on people, and take jump shots and threes on the outside. So when he was doing that, you had other guys in the league like J.R. Ryder and Chauncey Billups. Those guys can shoot from the outside but couldn't drive to the basket, like Ray Allen. Now, this time around the league as of right now, you got other guys who can do that. Westbrook, James Harden, even Steph Curry, and he dunk it, but he can get you to the bucket and lay it up. But they all can shoot from the outside too, so they can do you pick your poison with them. And I don't think you had that in the league back then. So what, Jordan, Michael Jordan, and you had a handful of guys who can do that. But Jordan wasn't automatic jump shot outside. No, he was just going to the bucket and kill you. Later on in his career, he developed that outside shot because he wasn't going to the bucket as much. But Ray Allen came in doing both of them at a young age and just continued to do it. So Ray Allen, I don't even know how we even got on him, but that was my guy, man. That was my guy. I just brought him into this.
Jesus, show the work.
Yeah,
I'm
more old school. Like, I don't like when the scores, like, if you're putting up 125 points in the NBA game, like that shouldn't happen. So I'm kind of old school. I like defense, you know what I mean? Like, and I like when you can throw the ball in the post and, people can score with their back to the basket. Now, can't nobody, it's only like one or two players, like Cousins, LaMarcus Aldridge. Those probably like the only two players that can score with their back to the basket. Other than that, like, it's all jump shots, coming off screen jump shots. So I miss defense. I miss, like, not giving up layups. I miss old school playoff basketball where, if you go to the paint, like, you're going to hit the floor. Like, what Shaq say, you got to touch them up. Like, if you go to the paint, you can touch them.
That's flagrant nowadays. You ejected immediately.
The game is super soft, man. It's built for scores. It ain't built for, like, defense. So, I'm old school. I say the early 2000s, that was, like, my favorite era. Before they put charge circle in the paint, like, that was my era right there. I agree with that.
I think new school.
Playoff basketball in the 90s, the team winning was only scoring like 90 points a game. And you get up to 90. If you get to 100 points, you're like, oh, my God, we can get 100 points. I remember Bulls playing the Pistons. I always say we have to score at least 25 points a quarter to beat them because their defense was so tough. And if we can get 25 a quarter or 24 and then play good defense, we got a good chance to win. Because that's what it was about, man. And, the crowd get into the defensive chants, and, man, that was the best. Now it's just like, run, lay it up, get an extra point because it's a phantom foul. Referees giving you the cheap fouls, and now you got 3-point plays, and it's just so whack now. Yeah. I shouldn't say whack. It's what it is now.
Can't say whack.
But if you were like Orlando, you may be too young, but Cedric, that was 90s basketball games versus now, you will always say, I'd rather have a 90s game.
Yeah. I just like tough basketball, man. Like, it's built for scoring now. Like, they want 125 points a game. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing. It's cool to watch. Like, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but I miss old school defense, man. I miss players getting locked up, knocking people down.
I love seeing people get locked up.
Yeah, I like that lockdown defense, man.
Now you see, you can tell it's going towards scoring more. It's an 8-second count to get the ball over versus 10. Shot clock only reset to 14 instead of 24. No more hand checks. It's all about scoring now. They want you to put the ball up, score.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think new school do got more skill set, but just because the game has evolved. But I do definitely appreciate all the defense that used to get played back in the day. Sometimes in some playoff series you'll still see it, which that's something to look forward to because regular season you won't really see it unless it's just like a tight game and people really want it. But for the most part, you just see it in certain playoff series. But I do think probably, like you were saying, the centers, they probably still were better back in the day because they can still post up and get you buckets. But other than that, I think every other position pretty much evolved from old school to new school.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't no true big men like – that you can throw the ball to in the paint and they'll get a bucket. Like Anthony Davis, he get to the bucket regardless because he tall and quick. You know what I mean? So, and he got a jumper, but he don't really post up. He either go past you or shoot the ball in your face.
Yeah.
The only big men I'd say that got kind of an old school game is LaMarcus and Cousins, man. Other than that, I don't see nobody else.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah,
Yep.
LaMarcus was automatic for a little minute, I remember. Oh, damn,
Man.
I'm doing that. Slow, but killing them.
That jump shot,
Turn
that
around.
range jumper was money, boy.
Yeah. Run down court like this. Okay, crazy. Hey, Pop, since you brought up Ray Allen, I got another question I want to ask real quick, and I'm gonna tell y'all mine first. But the question is, who y'all think the 5 greatest shooters of all time is in order from 1 to 5? I'm gonna start it off by going. I say Steph, Clay, Ray, Reggie, and after that, I'll probably say Kyle Korver. That's my 5 from my recollection.
That's a strong
That's a good
5.
Yeah.
It would pretty much be the same. I would do Steph. I would do Reggie because he was super duper clutch. And I put Clay behind him. Ray Allen. Whew. Best shooter. Whew. Steve Kerr was money too, man.
He was.
Goodness. That's a tough one for that 5th one, man. Korver, yeah. I would go Steve Kerr. I saw him hit 6 threes in a row one time. So I'm gonna go Steve Kerr at that number 5.
So my 5 would be the same as yours, Lil O. I would go Steph, but I would have to put Ray Allen second.
It was close for me with Ray and Clay.
I would have to put Reggie Miller third, Clay fourth, and then Cal Korver. The reason I had to put Reggie Miller third is because Clay, who's a great shooter, but he gets some help from Steph being on the floor too. So he get a lot of open threes. Reggie Miller didn't have that luxury of someone to be able to help him out and spread the floor more. So it was all him for the Indiana Pacers. He was the man, and they ain't had no other shooters that can just hang with that. So they setting double and triple screens for him, and he did his whole career by himself without another good shooter with him. So that's why, and to hit all those threes, I think he's third, right behind Steph and Ray Allen. So, to do all that by himself, I have to put him third. Clay, great shooter, so he has to be fourth. I was kind of thinking with Cal Korver and Drazen Petrovic. You remember him?
Oh, yeah. He ain't get to play long enough, man.
Right, and that's the only reason why I say Korver, because he played longer and he did it more. But Drazen, you won't know him.
Yeah.
That kid can shoot. He had died, in a tragic car accident during the prime of his career, so messed him up. But that guy, you go look at some highlights from him, he can shoot. And my other guy who just didn't get enough opportunities to do it, but from Cleveland, what was his name? The little guy, Mark Price.
Oh yeah, he could shoot. Yeah.
Mark Price can shoot. So he just didn't get enough chances.
You know what? I'm gonna go back and switch mine just because Ohio State.
I know.
I gotta throw Michael Redd at number 5.
No, I don't know Michael Redd.
You don't remember? Oh my God, he can shoot. Michael Redd was money. I'm gonna give it to him just because he, Ohio State,
Hey, I feel you. Rep your town. No, only reason I had Clay so high, man, because I don't know, that man just when he really like, I feel like he get the hottest I've ever seen in the league. Like the way he, like when he get hot, when he hot, he just don't miss. I mean, that man had 37 in the quarter that one time, and even these playoff series when everybody thought Toronto was gonna win easy, that boy Clay that one game when he got hurt was lighting them up. And then even man, then I remember the OKC series when they was up 3-1. It was that game, the elimination game. Clay came in just not missing. And it's just like I feel like he just do that when he really want to. So that's why I got a number 2, because I feel like he also clutched. But like clutch for duration, not just like the last couple of minutes. Like he'd do it like, all right, we about to win this. So I don't know. That's why I got him at number 2 over Ray. Otherwise, Ray would be my number 2.
My only knock on Clay is why I put him behind Reggie is because yes, he be on fire, but he go through shooting slumps like a lot. And it lasts for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, that's my only knock on him. Like, when he going through them slumps, man, it lasts for a long time. Like, I ain't never seen Reggie. He may miss a couple shots, but he gonna make the last 7, 8 shots. Like, ask the New York Knicks about Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, just imagine that against the Knicks. Reggie Miller kicking y'all ass. He's shooting, threes almost at the freaking logo before anybody ever even thought of it. But that one game, he was so hot. And the Knicks, he doing this against the Knicks, but he don't even care about the Knicks. He was focused on Spike Lee.
Yeah.
So he fucking the Knicks up. He's doing this to the Knicks while he paying attention to a fan. It wasn't even about the Knicks. He's like, I'm just going to keep shooting and showing you what I can do. At the same time, killing the team. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
His whole focus is on Spike Lee, but yet he's still killing the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
man,
crazy.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I actually want to see that game now. Man,
that boy, he was like this.
Yeah,
bro.
They kind of like jump and Spike, he's like, what? Man, that's crazy.
Oh, what was that game? He put up like 9 points in like 3 seconds. Was that the Knicks too?
That was that same. I think that was the next series.
Was it?
The next year.
Yeah, Reggie was a bad boy, dog. Yeah. Let me touch up my drink.
What you got in there, man?
Woo! We got some vodka here and some cranberry.
It looked like straight vodka.
It got a little bit of red to it.
We talking about all these shooters. You got some Steph Curry in there. You said vodka? That's a deadly shot. You got that Steph Curry and cranberry. Oh, man.
All right. I got a good topic. So the whole Donovan and Rudy incident, man. So I don't know if this is facts or not. This is just strictly talk and Instagram post. Well, I did see it on SPN, but Donovan said, that friendship is pretty much can't be fixed, man. He said he done. So with that being said, if you was the general manager of the Utah Jazz, would you look into trading Rudy, or how would you try to fix that situation?
I would look into trading them because I feel like the chemistry already really wasn't even there, because I remember like early in the year, Rudy was out talking to, one of the reporters after the game, and how he don't get the ball enough, and it's up to his teammates to give him the ball more and whatnot. So he wanted to be more of a focal point, but over there, I don't think he really will be. because they just don't run the offense through him or ever really set up plays for him. He always just give rebounds, or maybe if somebody can't score, they're giving the ball. But I don't think the way they want to do their offense revolves around them anyways, plus all this happening, which, to be fair, we can't say for sure that Donovan got it from Rudy. Rudy could have got it from Donovan. But, I mean, he was the one playing around. Rudy was the one playing around, so I see why Donovan mad about that. And, I haven't seen the news about it, but I've seen, like, comments on stuff. Even, like, De'Aaron Fox commented on Donovan Mitchell. New picture, like talk to Rudy, just commenting like everybody else. So yeah, I guess he's not talking to him at all. But yeah, I think they should look into giving to him and just getting somebody. I was thinking about that already too. I was thinking they should get somebody like Andre Drummond, who love to just get rebounds and putbacks and some lobs here and there. I feel like that'll work better for them anyways. Plus, he just got to Cleveland, Ohio. Sorry. Ohio just not the best spot for basketball, so.
Oh yeah. No, we Cincinnati
so I could,
down here.
So yeah, I could see them maybe replacing Gobert with somebody like Andre Drummond. So yeah, I think they should look into getting rid of Rudy.
We're talking defensive player of the year. We're talking a guy who just made his first NBA All-Star team. Should have went there last year. Arguments about that, but he made it. We're also talking about a young point guard, up and coming, great skills, whose career is going to be great. We're talking about a city, Utah, who has some of the greatest fans in the NBA have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah. Those fans are hungry. First, they love their basketball. I can attest to that by how great they were against the Bulls back in the day. Even Jordan said after we won our sixth ring in Utah, Jordan was like, "Man, you guys came with so much energy. It was unbelievable." So with all that, what I'm trying to say is, no, I would not try to trade Rudy nor Donovan. I would have to sit those guys down, and they have to make this work because they have a great nucleus there. And all you got to do is add some more pieces. Like you said, we don't know if Rudy gave it to Donovan or vice versa, or if they got it from someone else. We don't know. We do know Rudy did joke around with this, playing too much. He's a kid. He made a mistake. Now he sees the seriousness of it. He apologized. They have to move on. And I think they can salvage that relationship for the better of this team and what they get. Now, they're in the West, so it's already too much competition out there anyway for them. And to take away some of what they got going good for them, ain't no telling they're going to get Andre Drummond from Cleveland. Cleveland made demand way more than just Rudy, So I wouldn't even look into that. I would say, listen, this is our squad. We're going to try to add more pieces for you guys, but you two are you kind of are glued to what we're trying to do here, especially in this tough West. Let's figure out what we need to do to make this work. Run some plays for Rudy, because obviously what Utah has done over the past several years, and they won some games, but it has not been enough to transit to win the championship. So they're going to run into some defense like the Clippers and the Lakers and teams like that. They have to make more plays. Drive some plays from Rudy, so therefore Donovan would get more open shots. But you just don't throw that away because guys aren't feeling each other. I can see if it was like LeBron and Mario Chalmers, yeah, get rid of Mario. No, this is different. This is your best big man and your best point guard. You don't get rid of that easily. Try to make it work first.
I get it, man, but the chemistry got to be right too. Like if the chemistry ain't working, man, they ain't gonna win. Like no matter what. So I would give it a shot to see, if they can play together after this conflict. If not, I would definitely look into moving
Yeah,
Rudy.
if it doesn't work, then you break it up. But I wouldn't just break it up because of what they have. You got to go out there and make it try to work, and not just from them two, but from ownership, from coaching. You got to go and tell them, listen, guys, this is what you need to do. This is a business, and you got to put those personal differences aside. Let's work together because we all got a common goal. It's to win championships. We have to figure out how we make it work. Now, let's go out here and do it. And then if they still can't do it for whatever reason, then yes, of course you got to pull the trigger. But I wouldn't just pull the trigger now because of what's happening. No, let's go out here, let's resolve it, and let's move forward. Or at least try to move forward and see what happens.
At the end of the day, they ain't coming out the West, though.
I know.
Man, to be honest, I just don't think Rudy all that. Like, yeah, defensive player of the year. You can't go in the paint on him. I don't think he all that good though. He just a tall dude that can get blocks. His offense,
Look at JaVale McGee. What did the Warriors do with him? Just do him oops. Penetrate, throw it up there, let him just dunk it in.
Yeah, but JaVale's still not a. Yeah, it worked. I'm just saying he's not like no dominant, great big man or nothing. Like he cried his way into an All-Star game. Let's be serious. That man cried his way into an All-Star game. He I mean, he
should have got him in there. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't offense; it was his defense.
He's solid. Like if he can just accept, playing his role is like if he just go be like a oop man, then yeah, keep. I'm not saying get rid of him because of what's going on, but if it's just not working out, I'm saying I already felt like it wasn't working out anyways because I feel like he wants the ball more, but I don't think his offense demands him to get the ball more. So that's why I'm like, as a coach, let's say everything you saying right now, but yet you really can't get rid of him. Let's say that your well, then you keep him.
Okay, but what do you do with him now? Because he wants the ball more. What do you do to make him happy?
I'm telling him in practice, hey, show me why you want the ball more. You got to show me why you should get the ball more. We got to see this. I got to see why you think you deserve the ball more.
You already know he can't just post up, give me the ball, and make a move and score. That's not his game. But yeah, he wants.
Well, besides that, only thing is pick and rolls. That's what I.
And throw him oops. Just like, look, when JaVale McGee, before he came to Golden State, he was with, I think, Washington and whoever, and he was just a guy out there getting bounced around.
But why do it work so well on Golden State though?
Well,
you got shooters everywhere.
Okay.
So you can't just clog the paint.
I'm talking about what JaVale McGee's involvement in that offense, what it did for him, what they did to get him involved, and how it helped him. What they did was, okay, we penetrate and we just throw it at the rim for you. We just throw it up there and you go and you just dunk it. Now, if you're giving him those buckets, those easy buckets with those little oops that he's getting, now all of a sudden his energy level is way up here. He's happy. He's involved. He's making buckets. The crowd is happy. They throwing him oops. Now he's going back down on defense, and he's energetic. He's into this now. So that's all you have to do for Rudy. Throw him a few oops here and there throughout the game. They don't have to say, hey, post up, here's the ball, do something. Oh, you can't do nothing. That's not his game. But if they just run some pick and rolls and throw a couple of oops to him, look for him for those oops, let him get a few of them on his belt, he's going to be happy. And that's not even going to take nothing from Donovan and the other guys shooting. And now all of a sudden you got him happy. He's more energetic. He's playing team ball. He's just into it now because he's just getting some buckets. So
yeah, that's their thing, though. I think they just need to really work on their chemistry. Because honestly, I just feel like they haven't really, with Rudy Gobert and Donovan, I feel like they don't really – I don't feel like they – not that you got to be close to be teammates, but I feel like their chemistry is just not really there. So hopefully they can try to figure it out. Maybe, even though this probably created some distance between them, maybe it can pull them closer. Like if they do get cool, so if they can get closer about this somehow, then I think they can figure it out. Because Donovan really do just need somebody he can throw lobs to because he's a scorer. So you don't want like no dominant big man because then that takes away from his game. So yeah, if he can get Rudy Gobert, if they can get him to just get some pick and rolls and everybody happy, then so be it. That'd be good.
They can take a page out the Golden State offense and the Lakers offense for that matter, because the Lakers doing the same thing. Not as much as Golden State did for JaVale, but they are getting JaVale some easy buckets. And that's all he wants. Easy buckets makes him so happy. And then all of a sudden you see him down here playing defense. You see him on the bench jumping and cheering because now he engaged because, hey, I got 8 points in this game plus my normal 10, 11 rebounds.
Hey, to be fair, I know I said he graduated to an All-Star game, but he did play solid in this year's All-Star game. I will give him that. He did. I think he was double-digit on points and maybe rebounds too. Of course, a lot of dunks, but he wasn't just out there. Like Devin Booker really didn't get to do much, even though he could have. They didn't really give him a chance to do nothing, but he got some points up. I think he might have had like almost 20 if I'm not mistaken. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I don't know if he had that much, but he did definitely cry himself into an All-Star game. Light-skinned, emotional. Anyway.
Oh man.
We gonna keep it moving, man.
Hey, that man had 21 points.
Discussion right here, man.
He had 21 points, just saying. 11 rebounds.
He must have cried at halftime or something.
Give me the ball.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah, crazy.
This about to be a good one here. I'm interested to see IME pick on this one. All right. Better player, Durant or LeBron?
This is not even a topic. What are you talking about?
No. I always try to be open-minded. But are we talking?
Yeah, let's do it like this. Chicago Bulls got the first pick, and Durant, LeBron coming out. They the lottery picks in the draft. Who you drafting?
Wait, are we talking at this moment, these players, or through their career?
That's a good one. Now we're gonna say, let's take, because LeBron ain't in his prime. We're gonna say both in their prime. Who you
both
gonna?
In their prime, I'm taking Bron all day.
What?
Bron all day, yeah. Because Orlando, you can attest to this. I used to always tell you when he was on OKC, I said KD can be so much more than what he is right now. I watched KD in Texas. That kid, that little skinny kid, his jersey wore more than him. Like a 2-pick man, but he was wet. Boy, that jumper was wet. And I was like, man, he gets in the NBA and get around these coaches that's going to teach him how to play and change his all-around game. But when he got there, OKC was a blessing and a curse for KD. Blessing meaning that he got to play and develop his skills, but it made him pout and stuff because they wasn't winning. But the curse of it was it kept him not trying to improve his game year after year after year. And I just kept saying, God damn, this kid can be so much better than what he is. So much better. And it took him leaving, going to Golden State, and I know y'all going to say he going on an easy team, but they taught him how to play winning basketball. They taught him what he was doing at OKC versus what he became in Golden State, a big difference. Much better player. And, of course, I know you guys will say this and that and whatever. He was on the easy team. But Curry and them taught him how to win. Those guys, Draymond and them got in his face and made him, they held him accountable for doing the bullshit that he'd do or not performing like he's supposed to. They made him a better player. And that's why it transitioned over to him going up against LeBron in those finals, especially the first one, and just dominating, not being afraid. Every time against OKC, against LeBron, he was like, oh, LeBron is always better than me, so I'm going to just play like this and hope we can beat him.
I got an army behind him.
He was like, I'm going to kick his ass. It was just a difference. So, but yeah, if we're looking at careers coming out, I'm picking LeBron. Who wouldn't? if anybody you bringing up LeBron to, you're gonna pick LeBron. Even if you ask me Michael Jordan when he was coming out and LeBron coming out, I would pick LeBron. Because I didn't know Jordan was going to turn out to be Jordan. No one did, except Jordan. So, yeah, I would have picked LeBron over anybody coming out and starting their career.
Look,
Those are facts.
I feel like you be bringing up the finals with KD versus LeBron. I feel like KD only was showing out because he knew he had an army behind him. It wasn't like he was doing nothing special. It's like if he was going to a fight to fight one dude that always beat him up, and then he had 5 people behind him this time just in case things went bad. He knew they can jump him. I felt like that's what KD was going through when he was going against LeBron because he can just get help.
Say that. It's easy to say that, and you can get another million people to say the same thing. But you also have to give that man credit of the way he played.
He can hoop. He can hoop.
No. Not just a hooper, but he was so much different, so much better than he was.
Golden State taught him. Yeah, I know. Golden State, 73-9. They taught him how to play ball. They taught him how to play. They taught him winning basketball. You always said, Golden State.
It doesn't matter as far as him going to a 73-9 team. He still had to go in there and perform. I mean, I can say,
but he learned.
The better team, we're going to kick y'all ass, but we got to go in there and make it happen. We have to go in there and do it. I mean,
you always said Steve Kerr deserved a lot of credit for that because how he had them playing. Yes, KD, one of the greatest players, definitely one of the greatest scorers ever, came over there. So, yeah,
but
if he listened to them.
Like that
he wasn't, not before. I know, I understand that. I'm just saying.
His confidence.
Of course his confidence going to go up on Golden State. You ain't got to worry about so much.
Okay.
He didn't have the pressure on him in Golden State.
Look, all right. If it was prime LeBron, KD, no comparison. LeBron all day. I think it's a better argument if you say right now in their careers, like who would you rather take to start your team
LeBron
with?
36 though, man. Like you ain't gonna.
Yeah, but for one year.
Yeah.
It would be. I feel like it'd be a lot closer. But I mean, this past year, LeBron was showing something, man. I didn't think he still had it like that. Because if it was before this season, I probably would have said KD just because he went to Golden State and he got that experience. Not to knock him, none. Just saying like he got that experience, learned how to play right, know what he can and can't do, and so I felt like before this season started, I probably would have said KD. But after this season, seeing how LeBron went through this year, or as much of the year they went through before Corona came and took over, I probably still got to say LeBron because that man running that point guard.
But that's unfair because KD didn't play at all.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly. So it is hard to say, but seeing that I did get to see LeBron this year. But if I was to say before this season started, I would say KD. But seeing how LeBron played this year, I probably got to give it to Bron. But like you said, KD didn't play, so we don't know. But KD definitely, I do knock him a lot, but he a great player, and he did learn a lot from Golden State. So I think him and Kyrie, man, that's a nasty dude. Definitely because Kyrie can just do what he wants still, and KD like, look, man, go ahead. Just remember, at the end of the day, we got to do these certain things to win. And I think it's going to work out once they get back together.
I'm interested to see that one, but of course I'm picking LeBron, but not just because I'm a diehard LeBron fan. I'm picking LeBron just off his leadership skills and mental toughness, man. He probably the most scrutinized player in the history of the NBA. You know what I mean? And he take that. You don't ever hear him complain. You don't ever hear him hate on another player. He just take it and keep going.
It's that calm app.
That's that maturity. That's that maturity too. Because remember, Bron was not. And granted, we have to give him. He was a kid when he came into the NBA.
Yeah.
He was an 18, 19-year-old kid, and they held him to such high standards. But when his team made the playoffs, and all the comparison to to Jordan, and it came from media and fans alike, comparing this young boy, and I say boy literally because he was only like 21, to the greatest ever. And doing that make the Jordan fans like, come on, how can you guys even compare that? It's not a comparison. So it's unfair to Bron, but he come out, they taking selfies. This playoffs. This is sports. This is a business, and this is real. And when you go back and look at those things, I'm like, he just don't have, because they give him anything he want over there. He can do whatever he want to do, and he's a kid. So a kid gonna do what a kid wants to do, which is play, have fun. They selfies and they jumping and they posing. While you look at the same Chicago Bulls team in the playoffs, they focus. They standing there, they kind of rocking, they ready for battle. So when you see that, anyone in their right mind would say there's no comparison to Jordan at this time. But you were still having people comparing him, and that's why the Jordan fans like myself and many others would be like, hell no. And we're dog Bron out because of his fans comparing them to the greatest. After he went to Miami, after they went through all that crap, LeBron came back and he was so different of a player. And I used to hate him back then, but I got so much love and respect for him as a man, as his game and everything, because he matured. And you're right, he still gets a lot of flack and all that, and he just let it bounce off him now. He's like Superman. It bounced off me. I'm still going to try to make my teammates better. He wasn't doing that in his early in his career, making his teammates better. They were playing too damn much. But he make his teammates better. He hold them accountable. He stopped all the flopping and crying and shit. He do a little crying every now and then, but that's part of him. But not like it was before. And I gotta say, man, LeBron, that's my dude. I really like him.
Yeah.
But I'm still giving you shit about him when it comes to Jordan.
Oh, he the GOAT, man. Another reason I pick LeBron over KD, man, is like, y'all remember, was it the season before last when KD was with the Warriors and Steph was out? I can't remember what kind of injury he had, but he was out, and it was pretty much KD team at the time. And he did not lead the team, man. Like, He's
not a leader.
Yeah, like, I was just like, yeah, man, KD ain't got it. He's don't get me wrong, he can ball, but I don't think he's good when he's the main focal point. Like, I think he shined at Golden State because it wasn't all on him. He could contribute. Like, they didn't need only him to score and get buckets. They needed him, but it wasn't only him. You know what I mean? Like, he knew, if I don't hit this shot, that's all right. I got Clay and Steph over here. One of them gonna hit it. You know what I mean? So it kind of took the stress off of him. So he ain't have to focus so hard on, like, man, I got to hit this. If you go back and watch that last game when they lost to Golden State, he was gunning. Like, he was jacking all them jump shots, and they was all bricking, man. So I don't think he's good at handling pressure. So that's why I would pick LeBron over him. Just LeBron got the mental toughness. I don't see Durant with the mental toughness yet.
No, I agree with you.
And not to be bogus. I guess I'll wait for him to come back before I say it. Because he might trip when I say it. But I mean it in the nicest way possible, I promise.
Oh, man.
So, not to be bogus, but this is just how I feel, but, like, it's just going to sound bogus anyways. But I feel like KD is the GOAT role player of all time. He a role player. Like, he's somebody, he ain't never going to be, like, the number one guy. He could be your number one scoring option, but he'll never be like, all right, we about to get the ball to KD, and he go make the decision for a pass or a shot. He just, like, the best player to ever, like, because he's not gonna be the number one guy on the team. And I mean, we're gonna see how it work out on Brooklyn. It's gonna be something to see how they play together. and who gonna be taking the leadership part? Because Kyrie hasn't shown leadership, KD hasn't, but maybe he could have picked it up from playing over in Golden State. But I think he's just like the ultimate role player, like getting an extra player just to help out a team. But it's like it's KD, so it's like, dang. So you just tell KD to go to these spots, and you know he's just gonna score regardless. So I feel that's just how I feel about KD.
But why is that such a bad thing? Even if you feel like that, and I disagree.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, people might take it bad, but I mean, if you're just an ultimate role player, that's something.
I disagree with that assessment, but even if I did agree, I mean, Scottie Pippen wasn't the main focal, and yet he's one of the top.
But Scottie could run the team. Even when Jordan was gone for them couple of years, he still ran the team pretty well. I've never seen KD run the team when he was the focal point.
But, okay, Ray Allen, another great player, was never the focal point.
So he's a role player. I said there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's like if you talk about LeBron compared to KD, it's like two different worlds. One person is an offensive
LeBron's
assassin.
skills are different. That's why he's the go-to guy.
But even the leadership alone.
He can pass. Yeah, leadership, I'm not arguing with that. We already know KD's not a leader, but everybody isn't a leader.
I understand.
But on your comparison to him with LeBron, LeBron's going to have the ball in his hands all the time because LeBron's skill set demands the ball. You say LeBron, he can shoot, he can pass, and his basketball IQ is top notch. He knows where to put the ball. He knows what to do with the ball. Everybody don't have that. Everybody do not. I told you, I know a handful of guys I think got the best IQ ever in basketball, and LeBron is one of them with Magic and Pippen, Jason Kidd, a couple other guys. So KD isn't going to fall in that. So KD isn't going to be the one who just, I got the ball and let me do. Because the only thing he going to know how to do is try to shoot the ball. He don't know how to pass. He don't know how to get the people in the right place. He don't know how to run that. But that's not his game.
I know. I wasn't dissing. It just sound weird because, a lot of like the KD fans like
you. This is gonna be bogus. You like this gonna be bogus.
It might. I said it might sound bogus, but I mean that's just what he is. He's just a role player, like the best role player ever. That's just how.
That's the wrong definition.
If it's not bogus,
because a role player is someone like if you look at the Golden State Warriors, a role player would be Iggy. A guy who just do solid stuff for you. You look at the Miami Heat when Brandon was over there, role player would be, what's his name with the Braves? He was there a long time with Wade.
Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem.
Yes, great role player. You look at the Chicago Bulls, and when they was doing their thing, role player, Tony Kukoc. So you look at those guys are role players, not your star players.
Those are normal role players. I'm talking about the GOAT role player, Kevin Durant.
He wasn't a role player. He was one of the star players on the team.
Yeah, he's a star role player. A star role. I said he a star role player.
No, you got stars in your team like Klay Thompson.
He a star.
You're calling Klay Thompson a role player.
He is. He is.
Yes, he is. Stars on the team.
Yeah, he's a star.
Guys you don't expect to do nothing, but they contribute all the time for you. Those great role players.
Those are regular role players. I'm talking about the greatest role player of all time, Kevin Durant.
All right.
He the GOAT, not the GOAT. He the GOAT.
Oh, what a growth. I like that.
Surprised you picked LeBron, though. All right. Another one. With today's game, does defense win championships?
Do defense win championships?
With today's game.
I think I think so. You know why? I think it can because people don't expect you to play defense like that. So if people start locking up and doing stuff, it's like your game plan went from, well, this corner shot was supposed to be open to, dang, this contested. Now you got to try to drive and make something else happen. That's how you start seeing like upsets and stuff like that. I mean, like when Cleveland won they championship, it took that game 7 defense won that game because that LeBron block, and then also Draymond being out them 2 games helped too, but it took defense to really win the game because that was a wide open layup. So I think it still does because it's not as expected. Everyone goes into games thinking it's all offense. So if you have a team that's really just locking up and not letting you score easily, and the refs aren't just blowing the whistle every 2 seconds, because I feel like the refs, once they see that's how you playing your whole game, not just like for a moment, but you playing the whole game just kind of tough, they ease off the whistle. I've seen in playoff series. So if you do that the whole series, I feel like, yeah, defense can win championships still.
Defense does win championships. In any sport you play, it's still, and I know that even with today's game, it's much higher. You still got to play enough defense to keep your opponent from outscoring you. So you play that defense, you can win games. Defense is what wins. You can score, and if you just letting them score, then it's a shootout, and your chances on winning is still 50-50, but your chance on losing is 50-50. But if you still scoring and you playing good defense, then that's your key to play to win. So defense still wins, even with the offense being what it is nowadays and what they driving for. You still got to play enough defense to, by the end of the game, you have more points than your opponent. So, and some teams can still play some good defense. I mean, the Clippers, even though they I don't think they got in sync as a team yet. They still struggling as a team with their what's the word I'm looking for?
Chemistry.
Chemistry, yes. They just haven't gotten that yet. But I think once that happens, if it comes back and they can do that, they're going to be monsters on defense, and they're going to definitely outscore a lot of people. The Lakers got good defense because of those guys who know how to play. LeBron know how to lead them, and they got them big men down there to block shots and get rebounds. But, yeah, defense still in this league, to win, you got to be able to play defense.
Hey, say real quick before you go, let me just say, talking about them teams, I think Houston actually got a lot of defense. I wish they would have kept the big man. Like, they kept the big man and played the way they playing defense right now. Because, man, I don't know how much y'all was watching them, but they've been playing some rotation defense, and everybody – that's why it's been hard for teams with, like, a dominant big to just win, because they've been all over everybody. So,
yeah, and they so scrappy. They so scrappy on defense
now, like, they able to rotate fast, but
yeah.
I'm worried about in the playoffs when they got to get rebounds and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, they coach strictly offense. They ain't worried about defense. Like, he want to.
Yeah, that's just a plus. He's like, dang, they out there. What's they doing over there? So yeah.
Yeah, I would not have gotten rid of the big man. I'd have kept him.
Yeah.
It was an experience. It was an experiment, man, and this is probably his last year, so he probably like, forget it. Let me just try this. You know what I mean? See how this go.
Yeah.
That's my only logic. Like, but I don't know, man. Like, I used to think that, but now the way the game is played in close games, it really all depends on the referees, man. Like, a lot of games are won and lost now at the free throw line because they blow the whistle over everything. Like James Harden, that's probably the toughest player to try to officiate because his style of play, and he know how to act like he getting hit. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Especially in the game, it's gonna be won at the foul line.
I don't think so always, because that's why I was saying, like, it depends on if you've been doing that all game. because I feel like if you've been playing kind of rough all game, they don't just blow the whistle that easy anymore. It's almost like they adjust to how you playing. It's like all of a sudden if you just try to do stuff like that, that's when they like whistle. But if you not even the whole game, but let's say you started the whole fourth quarter like that, I don't think they would just give James Harden an easy foul. I've seen some games where it's kind of like, dang, it's 2020 or 2019, and they ain't blow that whistle at the end of the game like that because the intensity had picked up so much that I think they just didn't want to. That's why players like Dame, he even say like that famous shot he hit on OKC, like he didn't want the refs to decide the game.
Yeah.
Like if he did get fouled or something and they didn't call it, because every player complained they get fouled on the last shot, that's if they didn't make it. So I don't know. I think it just depends on the intensity of the game in the moments.
Yeah, I agree because I think the referees at least try. The one thing I would say they try to do is not be part of the game at the end. They don't want to decide the game unless they just see something. I mean, they'll let some things go just because, hey, it's a physical game and it's going to be some tips and touches here and there, some fouls. But if it's not just a blatant type foul or something that this foul really screwed up this guy from getting off a good shot or making the bucket, they need to blow the whistle. At least that's how I will officiate the game. I will let you play it out, and you guys decide. Unless Orlando, you fouled Cedric to the point where he couldn't even get off his shot because of your physical foulness, I'm calling the foul on you. Or as he was shooting, you knocked his arm down, you knocked him off balance, something that disrupt his chances, I'm calling the foul. But I think for the most part, the referees, at least down the stretch of the game, down the end, try to stay out of it. And when you see them make goofy calls, you see how mad the coaches and the players and the crowd, the fans get because they involving themselves in the game. I know you guys will watch baseball, but there's this one umpire that everybody hates because he always thinks the game is about him. He'll throw you out. You know that one referee in the
I know who you talking about.
Remember he kicked Tim Duncan out the game just from You know, I can't think his name. You know,
for staring at him, right?
I run this. So they got an umpire in baseball who just want to be the star of the game, and it's not even about you. And he'll make bad calls, or it's horrible. So, you know, referees got to know to just allow these players to play the game and decide it for themselves. So, I don't think it'll come down to that, especially in the playoffs. They'll get too much flack back from it.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know how much time we got left, said, but I had a pretty interesting topic I wanted to ask y'all. What do y'all, or who, I guess pretty much I want to talk about the Lakers. Like, what do you think the chances, like if the season did pick up, let's say tomorrow, the season picked back up, do y'all think the Lakers would still be in good contention to win the championship? Well, I know, said you at least thought that. I mean, I'm not sure who you picked for the championship, but what y'all think? You think? I feel like this time off could be detrimental for LeBron.
We discussed this. Yeah, we discussed this a little bit the last time, and LeBron ended up saying exactly what I had thought. And I said that you know, when you older, as he is, he's still a young man, but in basketball age, he's an old man. It's hard to stop just for a week or a month or so, short period of time, and then turn it right back on. It's hard to get those engines running and all those pieces and parts moving back to the way you were. If it's an off season, yeah, you got time to chip away on getting yourself back into basketball shape. But to just stop now and then a month later or two, you start right back up like people coming off injuries, it's hard, especially when you're older. It's hard. And LeBron even said it, man, it's not easy to turn this back on. So I meant to bring that up anyway because he said exactly what I said the last time we talked about this. I think it's going to be hard for them, but I think also other teams are going to struggle with it too. LeBron being who he is, he's always working out, so he may only struggle as much as another player would struggle, even though he's much older than these guys now. He got more miles on his legs, on his knees, but he may only struggle just as much as a regular person would struggle because of who he is and how he handles himself. But it's going to be a struggle no matter what.
I think I would still pick the Lakers just because I think they're a better overall team. But if the season was to start up right now, I think the first 5-6 games, man, it'd be a lot of bricks. Like, I think everybody would be rusty. They trying to, trying to get the rhythm back. Basketball is about a rhythm, so you got to get in there and get your rhythm back. So I would still pick the Lakers, but I think the first 5-6 games would be kind of bad to watch. You know what I mean? It'd be like real.
I'll take anything right now, man. If they all have to go out there and only play with their offhand, I'm watching. Let's get it.
All right. Hey, we'll see what kind of shooting shape they in when I think they got this horse game coming up.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow? They play the game.
It might be today. I don't know.
I have to look it up.
Oh.
But yeah, he got the horse coming up. So I think Chris Paul, Zach LaVine, who else was in it?
Trae Young.
Trae Young, yeah.
Let me see.
A couple of WNBA players.
Oh yeah, it's tomorrow at 7.
Okay.
Dang, 7, huh?
So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
That's the third shift man over there.
I know, that sounds like, dang, 7? Yeah, me get ready for work.
Yeah, man. Hey, we lucky to still be working, man. Because
That's all I got to say. Yeah, it's real.
My company did some things too. But it's maybe not too bad for some folks because the ones who are not working, I know we way off sports now, but they do have that care package too. So even if you apply for unemployment, you will get your normal unemployment that your state, whatever state you're in, grants you, but you also get that extra $600 a week as well from the care package. So, and that extra $600 goes all the way through, I think it's July 31st. So, let's say your state grants you $300 a week in unemployment. I think you get paid for 2 weeks, so you'll probably 2 weeks. You probably get a $600 check for unemployment, but you're also going to get $600 a week for those 2 weeks. So now that $600, you add another $1,200, you get $2,000 every 2 weeks. So it ain't bad, Yeah. The money is still nice, and that goes through July 31st, and then they stop at $600, but you still get the rest of your unemployment. And plus, you get the little stimulus package check, which should be about $1,200. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, man. That's
It's not bad at all.
Yeah. All right, I had one more thing. It's a hypothetical I got off Kobe Bryant. So he was talking about Allen Iverson. Remember when he said they asked him about Allen Iverson, what he thought about him? Yeah,
he was
like,
6'5".
I'll be thankful he wasn't 6'5". Imagine if AI would have been 6'5".
Man,
that would have been cheating, bro.
That's my second favorite player of all time.
Yeah, like
the only thing about it, and you know me, I'm always looking at every little nicks and picks on everything. The only thing I see about that is he wouldn't be as fast as he was. Remember, AI was steal the ball and he'd be down court and like that. He was just so fast out there. But you know, the taller you are, the slower you are. You know, your legs are longer. He got them short legs and he just go. So that's all. We got to also look at that. He's going to be a little bit slower, which then will put him to the speed of Jordan and Kobe Bryant and them. And I don't think no big man has ever been as fast as LeBron been a big man. You know, not Jordan, not Kobe and them. Bron was still faster and he was bigger than them. So I would see Iverson being like a Kobe and a Jordan. So how much of a difference? I just don't see it being super duper different. But I would look at him like a Kobe and a Jordan if he was 6'5".
Yeah, if he was 6'5", like I said, that's my second favorite player of all time.
Or
But
Westbrook. I'm sorry, maybe even a Westbrook with a great shot, with a much better shot and much better shooting ranges, differences.
I think that would have been even more deadly than AI being 6'5", because I don't know, AI, I mean, we all know the notorious interview with the practice. I'm talking about practice. I don't think his work ethic was that great. I think he was just so natural, like beyond normal, like natural talented. So it was just like he also worked too. You can't just be that good without working. But I don't think he was working that hard. I think a lot of it was just him just getting it down, and he was just a killer. I think if he was 6'5", I think that's the thing with like short people are always talking about tall people. Like, man, if I was your height, I'd do this and that on the rim. Like, it's easy to say that when you little and maybe aspiring to try to do all of that, but when you already taller, it's just naturally, I don't think people just work that hard unless you are like a Kobe or Michael Jordan, where it's just like you don't care. You still want to, and it's just hard to come across people that's just going that hard and already got the talent. It's not that easy. AI didn't have both of them. He had the talent, but he didn't have the work ethic. That work ethic is hard to come across. So I don't think it really would make that much of a difference for like how he probably would have got a ring or something, but I don't think he would be like Michael Jordan, like the best player ever, or not even top 5, but he definitely would have been a lot better and would have had a ring.
I think he would have, at being 6'5", I think he would have got more shots because he would have been able to create more space at 6'5" than he was at 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, so I think he would have been able to create more space. And I mean, he probably would lose a little bit of speed, but he still would go past a lot of people. And that crossover was deadly, man. So I think he would get better shots, and it'll be a lot more posters of him dunking on people.
But I don't know. I don't agree wholeheartedly with that because he got a lot of shots being little and fast. So he can get around you. That deadly crossover. You see what he did to Jordan. So that crossover.
The same thing twice.
Yeah, that crossover was killer. His speed and his just aggressiveness got him a lot of shots at his size. He's bigger. He's definitely going to have to change the type of shots he's taking now because being little, most of his shots was going toward the bucket unless he's just pulling up as a jump shot. And he pulling up on a jump shot only because he is so fast and he can fake and do these things and create that quick open to take that shot. If he's taller, he's not creating that much of an opening for himself because he's not as quick as he is being little. Now, on top of that, he can still shoot, but now you got to learn how to take fadeaways. You got to learn how to take, quick little post ups or one-step jab, stop and pull up, because those are the type of shots bigger people take. They won't be able to just run around in circles around you, and then most of your shots is going toward the rim anyway. Your momentum going toward the rim because all his shots is he going around you and he putting it up high and doing those type of things. So I think he would have to change up the way the shot selections he take if he was taller. He wouldn't be taking the shots he was taking being as a little guy, and therefore it's going to be a little tougher. He has to learn those shots, those different shots. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
This is a hypothetical, though. What if he was 6'5" with the same quickness, though?
Oh, man, then shit.
I still think he would be pretty much the same quickness. Cause I think that was just
quick,
natural.
Though, man.
But remember, the legs are longer, your strides are longer, and when you further away from the ground than you are, everything is a little scarier. Everything is not as easy. He's so little that he's right on the floor. He can almost do little spins like the the guy from the Harlem Globetrotters used to spin around, dribble. You know, you at the floor, you tend to stay low so you can run so fast because you're not even worried about falling. But as you get taller, you know, why do you think big men can't run fast at all? It's not only because their legs are longer, but they're a long way away from the ground, you know?
But only thing about that I feel like, I mean, not saying he LeBron, but I think he one of them different kind of body builds, like for who he is, like him being AI. He was just like a different kind of talent in the league, even at that time. It's like how LeBron different. Of course, LeBron way better, but LeBron, you didn't see nobody come in with that height and able to do that. I feel like that's how AI body is. He was just different. So I think he still would have the quickness and stuff. I mean, 6'5" isn't really that tall in the league. Westbrook is like 6'3". I think James Harden is 6'5". Not that James Harden is quick or nothing, but I think
how tall was AI? So
6. I know, but I'm saying like I think just him, just the way he already was. I think that was just him. So if he would have got to 6'5", I think he still would have been able to do everything how he did it at 6. Just because his body, just because he was taller or shorter, I don't think it would have made a difference. Just because like it's like LeBron, he's 6'8". Most people can't do that at 6'8", but LeBron just body was different, and I think that's how AI is, just not to the same extreme.
no, I think maybe I'm explaining myself wrong or trying to get the point off that I'm trying to get off. I'm maybe bringing it wrong, but what I'm saying is not the mentality of him changes, but what he can physically do, it changes because that difference in height, you know, what you can do little that you can't do those same things when you're that much taller. And what I mean by that is he was so fast, nothing he had to do man, how do I explain it? He was just so fast being a little and closer to the ground that he can do everything so low and get around taller people because taller people can't move that fast because they're taller. If he
I
was
know.
taller, he'd not be able to just spin and run through everybody like he was able to do because he's too tall to do that now.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it would have been a difference. I know what you're saying. Like you're saying, because he's taller, it would have been different. But that's what I'm saying. Like LeBron being 6'8", he shouldn't be able to do the things that he does.
LeBron always did that and always been that size to do that as far as height. So
That's
that's not gonna
what I'm
that's
saying.
gonna change.
That's what I'm saying. I think AI would have been in tune with his body the same way LeBron was, just at
But then
6'5".
therefore AI would never been able to do what the short AI was doing then. Because ain't no
No,
way LeBron come in the league and be the best as he is, but then you can say LeBron can still do those same things if he was only 6 feet. No. So
yeah, his athleticism and everything still would have been the same. If LeBron was 6, I think it just wouldn't make that much of a difference because he's short.
his game would have been different.
Well,
His
yeah,
game
because he wouldn't have been.
It won't be what you are now. So AI being 6 foot, the way his game was throughout his career, being 6 foot is the way his game can only be, the best it can be. But if he's coming now, he's 6'5", that little game that he played as being 6 foot, he wouldn't be able to play that type of way at 6'5". He still had a heart and the drive and determination and all that, athleticism and skills, but he wouldn't be able to play the way he played at 6 feet if he's 6'5". Just a difference.
Yeah, I just don't agree, I guess, then. I think he'd still be able to do the same
Yeah, I
thing.
don't know, man. He was just different. Like,
Yeah, I think he just got one of them different kind of bodies where he just can just do what he want, even at 6'5". I think everybody in the league at that time at 6'5" wouldn't have been able to do what AI was still doing, basically. Just like how when LeBron came in 6'8", everybody in the league at 6'8" was not doing what LeBron could do. That's all I'm saying. It's like I understand you saying he's bigger, but
Get
he's
that. Yeah, he'd be better than any other 6'5". If AI was 6'5", he'd be way better than any other 6'5" guys out there. Yeah, absolutely.
not even just better, just the things he can do, like his body. Like not that LeBron came in the best player at 6'8", he just his athleticism and everything that's just naturally gifted. I think AI just one of them people that's just naturally gifted. So even if he was taller, it wouldn't make a difference for his abilities, his athleticism.
True. I that part I agree with too. I'm just saying his game wouldn't be the same. He wouldn't be able to do those things as a little guy can do. That he wouldn't be able to do those same things if he's 6'5". He wouldn't be able to just cross up somebody and go around them so fast, and then lay it up over the top of the next big man who try to step out and he wouldn't be able to do that because he wouldn't be able to get around them that quickly because he's too tall now. That's all I'm saying. The body just don't do.
What if question right there?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think we really need to put that one out there and get some more people. Like, I would love to see what some scientists would even think of that, because I feel like anyone, and it doesn't have to be AI, I just don't feel like anyone, whatever skill set that they have at this size, they still have those same skills, but they can't do the same thing they do at this size now. You know, from here to here, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing down here, up here. And you wouldn't be able to do what you do up here, down here. You know, because it's just too much of a difference.
Well, yeah, that much. I get that much because that's just physically
right.
the thing.
That's what
but
I'm trying to say. He wouldn't.
I know, but still, his abilities would have been still so great. So he still would have had that quick step over most people still at his height, because he still would have been quicker than everyone at 6'5". So I don't think his step would have decreased that much because he still was a quicker. No, not that much.
Decrease because he's a different size. You put him against his same self at 6 foot versus 6'5" and let them just race. That little motherfucker gonna win.
Nah, depending on how far y'all going. you going to full court. You go to full court.
I'm gonna say this then. He would have played longer if he was 6'5".
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He definitely would have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Westbrook versus LeBron. Westbrook versus LeBron to half court. Westbrook winning, but full court, LeBron and Dustin. So depending on the distance. I seen that boy LeBron go full court. I'm dang. I thought Brody was fast.
Yeah, bro. LeBron is quick, but he's so big. Like, if you see like normal videos of him, like when he's not playing basketball, if he got on like street clothes, like he's big as hell. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Imagine trying to guard him, bro. Like, he can either go past you or he can just bang you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cheating, bro.
No, right.
I would hate to guard him, bro. For 48 minutes, I'd be like, nope. I ain't guarding him.
I know, man.
Game, I ain't watching.
Man, looking at the finals when Iggy was going against him, because Iggy a bigger dude. You see all Iggy cuts and everything, but then you see him against LeBron, it's like, good luck, bro.
Yeah, who was that? The last time they played the Clippers, and Morris was trying to guard him. He kept taking him to the bucket, banging him. I was like, dang, man. I felt sorry for him. He was looking
crazy.
At him like, damn, y'all ain't gonna help. Like, y'all see.
Remember how Ben Wallace used to dominate the paint, man, on rebounds and blocks? He was so big and strong. And you was not moving him out the way, man.
Yep.
Him and LeBron teamed up, boy. I was like, damn, they gonna be a force in there. If Ben Wallace had just a little more offensive skills, he'd have been the beast.
I'm surprised you like Ben Wallace.
I hate him, but he came to Chicago, and he came to Chicago and helped us out get to the playoffs. Mm-hmm.
Hey, not only that, but shoot, NBA Live 2004 was not your friend.
I know what you're talking about. I hated Ben Wallace, bro. I hated him, period. I couldn't stop them for nothing. Man, he had to go to school. I'd be like, he beat me like 5 straight games. Then he got to go to school. I'd be like, no, we got to play one more. His mom be like, boy, she loves the clock. Let that boy go to bed. He got to go to school tomorrow. No, he got to stay up. Oh, too bad, boy. I could not beat Detroit, boy.
You
And Orlando didn't even know how to play at first. He was shooting all these threes. So I'm like, no, man, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Next thing I know, this dude killing me every game. I'm like, what the hell? I should have talked to him.
Oh man.
All right, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to bring up?
Man, I just want to say, everybody to stay safe out there, man. I know it's weird times, sport world, everybody trying to do certain stuff. The music world, everybody, you know, they doing lives and stuff, and they trying little stuff to keep everybody entertained. It's crazy, but better safe than sorry. So there's no need to be out there if you don't need to be. So just stay at home, stay safe. This will blow over. The longer everyone stay at home, the sooner we'll be able to go back out. So
True that.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out some of those guys. And check out some of those guys on at G. They go live with some of their music.
Music battles.
Be nice. Manny.
We need the comedians to go live though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Something, man. Everybody needs some happiness, music, and laughter, man.
Yep.
Those are the two key things to keep your spirits up and be happy.
Yeah.
Music and laughter.
All
Well,
right.
on that note, man, gentlemen, it's been fun. Until next time.
All right.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
stay safe, man. Stay in the crib, and we'll see y'all next week.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
All right. Be safe.
Peace out.